Okay, just one more time.
Yeah, she's dead. Recently, we were treated to another fun little reveal for a brand new spooky Pokemon. Thankfully, we didn't have to wait too long until we were in the presence of Greavard. This little pupper is a ghost type with honestly such a cool design. I love this little Hanna-Barbera looking mutt. I think these little trailers and events to reveal Pokemon have been pretty fun because each one feels pretty different. So Greavard is adorned in long fur that covers its eyes, which also helps to further emphasize its large mouth, which resembles a skull. It has powerful jaws that can shatter bones. A single bite from Greavard can be grievous. It is also a ghostly white and has a candle with a purple flame on its head that looks a little familiar. Though we do learn from the Scarlet and Violet website that normally Greavard barely moves, resting peacefully underground. It pokes the topmost part of its head above ground and lights an eerie glow at its tip, then waits for someone to approach. When a person draws near, Greavard jumps out of the ground while letting out a spooky cry that would startle most unsuspecting people. However, it doesn't appear to do this with ill intent. So we get a little jump scare Pokemon, but it really is just a playful puppy. Interesting to see a ghost type that's extremely friendly right out the ground. It's funny that we haven't already seen a ghost dog in the Pokemon world, but it keeps in line with the trope, that being even in death, they just want to play. Unfortunately, we can't spend all day with this Pokemon because Greavard has such a friendly and affectionate personality that paying it even the slightest bit of attention will make it so overjoyed that it will follow you wherever you go. Of all the Pokemon residing in the Paldea region, it is known to be especially easy to befriend. However, Greavard will slowly and inadvertently absorb the life force of those around it, so it's best not to play with it too much. Yet another Pokemon that will just straight up kill you. Now there's probably some debate about the term absorb life force, but from what we've seen in other Pokemon, it definitely isn't pleasant. Though being a ghost with a purple flame that attracts curious trainers only for their life to be drained sounds very familiar. Yep, Greavard is just the dog version of Litwick. I actually just did a video about the Chandelure line, and that also details their mythological origins. So everything I said in that video is my take on Greavard's inspiration. But it's so strange. Greavard kind of seems a bit underwhelming all things considered. We already have a dog Pokemon set to appear in Paldea. Its inspiration is already drawn from in the Pokemon franchise, and its only ability is Pickup with no sign of a signature move. I think this is because Greavard is only the first stage of a much more terrifying Pokemon. I mean, it's the perfect setup. A cute little ghostly dog that's easy to befriend and then evolves into either a much more loyal and stronger friend or a beast that's ready to betray you. There is so much it could possibly evolve into, especially if it further capitalizes on the purple fire aesthetic. It'd be cool if it went the route of a hellhound, though its fur is white, so maybe it would darken to gray or black upon evolution. It's just that hellhounds and similar legends are covered in black fur, because that has more connotations of death and disease. It would also be neat if Greavard evolved into a decent werewolf Pokemon. I said decent. There's just something about dogs in general, being animals that have historically been so close to humans, so if one were to encounter a familiar yet uncontrollable hound, it taps into fears of helplessness. I think like many other Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, I'm not immediately feeling a strong connection to Greavard, but more so than any other Pokemon, I really want to see if there's an evolution in its future, which I really do hope is the case, because otherwise we'd have a lot of single stage Pokemon this generation. And of course I really just want to see how it plays in game. But on the surface, with what this Pokemon presents, I do really like it. With the different approach to Pokemon reveals we've gotten this generation, I think that works out by just announcing a lot of isolated Pokemon that will hold more surprises come release day. But for sure, this was a great Pokemon to show off for this week. Not too scary, not too cute, perfectly spooky. Thank you to all of my channel members who continue to support and make these videos possible, especially the Great Gators Jackson, Justin R, Mr. Pig Puncher, Phantom Pyro, and Quago. If you would like to get a shout out here as well as access to emotes to use in comments and live streams, you can become a channel member as well today. You can also follow me on Twitter for more spooky memes as we continue throughout the month of October. Anyway, this has been GatorX, and I'll catch you all later.
A dangerous wild mutant is loose in Bayville. Some would call him a monster, and some would call him the Beast. The Kids WB Halloween Screamathon continues with a brand new episode of X-Men Evolution next.